Hey up adventurers, it's day 2 here on the MSC Virtuosa. Let's go for a walk around Cherbourg in France. So, I'm going to be honest, I had about the best night's sleep I've ever had. The bed is quite firm, but I slept really well. Didn't feel the ship moving at all during the night, and we woke up and we'd already docked in Cherbourg and breakfast is being served and all those sorts of things. So we woke up a little bit later than planned, but no light coming in because we haven't got a window, and yeah, we were quite busy yesterday, so slept really well. So big tick on that. The beds are comfy and we didn't really feel the ship moving at all. Right, let's go and get some breakfast. So just one other thing I forgot to mention before we head off for breakfast. Obviously I said yesterday about the amount of people that were making the most of the alcohol on board. Deadly silent last night. We didn't hear a single person coming back drunk, banging about, running up the hallways or anything like that. So although lots of people had a lot to drink, it seems like people were very respectful. So yeah, they can't complain at that, but there would definitely be some sore heads this morning for those people. So just as we're leaving, we've flicked the switch to have the room made up, so bed made and quick flick through. So yeah, you've got do not disturb and makeup. Okay, so we've gone for the nearly all beige breakfast. Got breakfast potatoes, bacon, sausage, eggs everywhere you can imagine. Yeah, breakfast is a much better offering than what we found last night at our evening meal. We weren't expecting to order drinks this morning because we got apple and orange juice, and the table service came over and asked us if we wanted anything within about 5 minutes of sitting down, and then within about 2 minutes the drinks turned up. So that's the best bar service we've had so far, and that was at breakfast. Did just want to say though, when we walked in, the queue for the bar was about 15 deep, and it is 10 to 8 in the morning. Might not be buying alcohol, but yeah, it was quite long. So the fact that table service is running does make things a lot easier. And we have made it. So we're just on the deck behind the marketplace buffet where we were yesterday. This is kind of Cherbourg, don't know what's here. We're just going to go for a mooch around. We haven't done any planning. Like I said at the start of this video, we've not really done much planning into this trip. But yeah, so we'll go for a little mooch and then we're going to get back on board and make the most of the lunch offering and also the drinks package that we've purchased. So it's a bit quieter down here at this time in the morning. So we've just left breakfast and there's a queue out the door back up to the swimming pool to get into the buffet. So yeah, glad we went early, and now we can exit the ship. Wow, this is stunning. It's a 15-minute walk to the city centre or a 10-minute bus ride. We are going to walk. Sam's attempting to do the interactive thing here, talking about emigration and luggage. So one of the suggested excursions for this trip was the Maritime Museum, which is this building here. And literally you can see the funnels of the ship just behind, so that's how close you are if you did want to do that excursion. We're just going to go down the end to see if we can see anything of the ship from the front, and then we're going to have a walk into the town centre. Off for a day out to sea. And slightly larger, here is the Virtuosa. This thing's massive, like ridiculously big. So the museum has a submarine, which looks pretty cool. Might have a look to see how much it is to go and do the museum, because everything we've seen so far looks pretty cool to go and have a wander around and kill some time whilst we're in port. Okay, we decided we're going to do it. We think it's €19 per person, but we'll find out. We're going to go and pay for our tickets now. It opened 2 minutes ago, so it's going to be quite quiet. There we go, €19, children 14. Excellent, right, let's go for a look. The entrance is down here. We got a little discount for coming off the cruise ship. It was €35 in total for the two of us. Right, let's go and have a look, see what this has to offer. So it's split into 3 different areas. You've got the submarine that we showed you before. You've got an area for the Titanic, and then also the Ocean of the Future area. So we'll go into each one and have a look, see if it's worth the money. So the first section we're going to do is Titanic. And just to give you a reference, hey, what's happened to the zoom? To the focus. There's the ship. So that's how close you are. Right, Titanic. So this part of the exhibit is designed to be a sped up journey of the Titanic from its maiden voyage. It's very much lots of reading, lots of bits of information, lots of artifacts that have been recovered. There's different sort of screen-based bits to kind of show bits that happened during the first sailing. I'm not going to go through too much detail of this because it is quite there's quite a lot of reading to do to fully understand kind of what's being sort of shown. So we'll move on to the next part of the museum here after we come out. So we'll show you the next bit in a few moments. This bit's a little bit lighter to kind of show some bits off that you can see here. This is where they went and found it and started doing some investigations. So I never realised, I kind of like my history, I never realised that the Titanic came here to Cherbourg. So I did wonder what the connection was to sort of a Titanic museum here, and that's why it came from Southampton to Cherbourg, the same route that we've done today. Okay, so the next stop is the submarine. We're going to go in the outside photo tour section first. So this particular submarine travelled the equivalent of 32 times around the world's circumference during its working life. Perspective-wise, it's hard to gain, but a giant as tall as the Eiffel Tower? Surely not. Surely that is not the same as the Eiffel Tower. So the submarine's down there, and then there's a viewing point that kind of spins all the way around and looks out to sea. So if you didn't want to pay to come in to see the submarine, you can see it from the public areas. So this sort of path here and the car park is where we initially walked, and you can kind of see it from above. Right, okay, audio tour time apparently. Press 1 for English. Currently in the nuclear reactor part, which has obviously been removed, and that's why it's kind of empty, but gives you an idea of where it was situated.
Behind Daddy, that's where they bring the windows in.
So that was really interesting, definitely worthwhile, definitely worth the money to go and see something like that you'd never really get the chance to have a look at. So dead interesting, showed all the different living areas, propulsion, missiles, those sorts of things. So yeah, definitely worth the money in my opinion. So next and final stop, the Ocean of the Future, which is up these stairs here. There is a lift inside if you can't do the stairs though. Right, see you at the top. Up we go again.
There's a giant
Ça dans les poches, c'est chiant. Ça marche. Moi j'aime bien les petits
We are done here. We've been here about an hour and a half in total. You could take longer to go round, and I suppose the best bit of advice I could give is get here early and go to the submarine first. It's tight, and because it's audio based, if you're waiting for people to catch up, you can get a bit of a tailback. So go to the submarine first. It's definitely worth the money, in my opinion. The aquarium bit's really good. So I suppose if I had to rank it, submarine's the best bit, then the aquarium, and then the Titanic bit. The Titanic bit was a little bit heavy going because there was lots of reading and things like that, but definitely worthwhile coming if you're here in Cherbourg. Right, we'll go to the town centre. So we've taken a wander over to the shopping centre. Now nearly everything in the shopping centre is shut because it is Sunday. So we're just in the supermarket, just going to have a wander around, not intending to buy anything. But yeah, it's a decent size. And if you've forgotten anything or if something's not ticking the box on the ship, you'll most likely be able to get it here. So it's a decent sized shopping centre. I think the only shop I've recognised is H&M. But yeah, there's all sorts, and then the big supermarket in case you want anything to take back on board. Cherbourg itself has got some restaurants, cafes, souvenir shops, but not a huge amount. So there's a McDonald's if anybody fancies something like that. But right, we're going to go back on the ship now. So my French is no good, but that is the name of the shopping centre if you are looking for it. So there's the front of the shopping centre. And then literally just around the corner of this building here, you'll see the ship. Now the ship is about a 10-minute walk from here, but it's dead straightforward and it's not really a busy area, so you've not got loads of cars running up and down. So we made it back to the terminal. It's only a 10-minute walk. The bus is a paid-for bus service. We didn't inquire how much because we were never intending to get the bus. It does only take you to the harbour corner, which is about a 10-minute walk in total. So I'd much rather do the walk, see the harbour, the boats and all of that sort of stuff than jump on the bus. It's probably about the same time frame by the time the bus is loaded and driven there than it would to actually walk it. So we just did check, it's €4 per person return on the bus. So it's not extremely expensive, but it's definitely walkable. So we're going to go up to the Marketplace buffet for some lunch. I'm not going to take the camera because we've kind of shown you what you can get for lunch there already. And then we're going to come back, chill out for a bit, or chill out on the deck for a bit, come back, shower and get ready for going out this evening. So touch wood, we never have to go in one of these, but the crew are out testing the life rafts just in case. You never know. So included in the soft drinks package is a soft serve ice cream. This is melting so fast, so I better eat it. So we're up on the pool deck again. We are watching I'm watching the football. Sam's being dragged along. It's much more chilled out today. I don't think people have gone as hard today on the alcohol as they did yesterday, and the sort of embarkation feeling has disappeared. So we're going to watch the football, chill out for a bit, and we'll catch you probably on the rear deck as we leave later on tonight. Well, it's just started to rain and there's a bit of an exodus, but I want to watch the football, so I'm going to risk it for a minute and see what happens. Right, okay, let's get the robot to make us a drink. Yeah, press go. Don't worry about it. So we're going for a cold brew coffee.
Do you want some with the top?
I'm alright, thank you. So,
I don't know if you'd like any.
right, so it's £10. So we're going to pay and then we're going to watch him make it. So flavouring wise that wasn't the best, but you do get a souvenir cup for your £10, so a cheap souvenir in a way. So right, we're just going for a wander now down the main sort of arcade area. We're going to see if we can get a drink from somewhere, I think, and chill out, because it started to chuck it down, so we had to give up on the football. So it's been a little bit of time since we last saw you. We came back to the room for a little bit of a chill. It's been a busy day. It's been a good day though. So we've got a few more things left that we need to do. We're going to go and watch the ship sail away from the back of the Marketplace buffet. And then we're going to the Carousel Theatre to watch the Archimere show. So we did pre-book that. It was £9 per person. If you wanted to book it today, you can't because it's sold out. But if you did want to book it on board, it's £15 per person. And then once we've done that, we're going to the Marketplace buffet for our final meal before breakfast tomorrow morning. We've made it up onto the deck to watch us sail away. We stopped off to get a couple of drinks. For the first time, we've been asked to show both cards. The guy in front of us asked for 2 Cokes, and because there was only one of them at the bar, he said no, which was quite interesting, so I don't know what's going on there. But we've got our drinks anyway, so we're not too fussed, but we did have to give both cards for the first time. Yeah, so we're just out on the deck. We're going to watch us sail away and then down to the show, which is going to be interesting. I'm not 100% sure what the show's about, but I'll put a little bit more detail in as and when I know. So MSC's description of the show is: the story tells of a scientist in search of a hidden world where the craziest ideas and the most ambitious dreams become reality. We'll let you know what it's all about, because I'm not sure. But I thought I'd just kind of show the coastline here in Cherbourg. It is so nice. It looks so peaceful. Yeah, really, really nice. So earlier today, that's where we sort of came off the ship, followed the road up in that direction, up to sort of this corner here, and then we went right first over to the shops on this side, looped back around and over the bridge just there, and then Carrefour is just there where that blue sign is. So that's where Carrefour is, just carrying on, and then we came back down this way and in there, and then the building just there is where we went through the sort of museum, went to see the submarine and those sorts of things. So there isn't a huge amount to do. It's not huge here, but there's enough to fill half a day quite comfortably. I mean, our ship's been in for a total of 12 hours, so there's plenty to be getting on with. But yeah, it is a lovely coastline, as you can see. Quite a decent turnout to wave us off as well. Okay, into the Carousel Theatre. We can't film, so I'll show you. I'll talk to you about what it's like once we come out. You get a free cocktail. Cocktail is on the right-hand side, apparently. So drinks-wise, it's either a rum-based drink or a vodka-based drink. We went for the vodka. Last of the big drinkers, they're not our cup of tea.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Please refrain.
Right, back to our little spot at the back of the ship. So we've just had tea in the buffet restaurant. Similar things, pizzas, burgers, chicken curries, beef curries, those sorts of things. Much rather do that after the meal we had last night. It may have just been a one-off, so don't get me wrong, but I think I'd much rather know that I'm going to come and enjoy something. Now the thing was, we moved our dining to 9:45 and the buffet would then be shut. So if we had another bad meal, there's nowhere then to go other than room service, which is paid for extra. So Archimia, the stage show, there's not a real story to it, so there's not a huge amount to follow along, and it's a small theatre, but it's an intimate place to be. It just feels nice and cosy. The show is packed, absolutely packed with acrobats, jugglers, BMX riding, dancing, singing, those sorts of things. It is definitely worthwhile doing. Pre-book it, because you'll get it for £9 over £15. You do get a free alcoholic drink. Now, we're not big drinkers. As soon as that vodka touched my lips, no, not for me. But if you're going to get a free drink that's probably worth £8, £9, £10, pre-booking, definitely the way to go. Right, so we're going to enjoy some views at sea, and we'll see you a little bit later on. So now we've had a bit of time to reflect. I think initially our first thought of the MSC cruise was, oh my god, when we were up on that deck, when we were trying to watch the football and everyone around us was drunk, the queues were massive for drinks and those sorts of things. Today it's completely tailed off. It's not like that at all. So I think it's probably bank holiday feeling. It's a short hop, so we've heard a lot of people saying, oh, we've not brought the kids with us and those sorts of things. So I'm kind of wondering if parents are using it as an excuse, as a little bit of a getaway from the kids. So first day I was a bit like, oh my god, I'm not used to this, this is a bit strange. Today it's been absolutely fine. So yeah, happy. We would definitely do an MSC cruise again. So if you do like cruise content, we've got 2 booked at the moment, both with Disney, one on the Disney Wonder and one on the Disney Fantasy. We're going to Alaska on Friday. We're starting the journey to Alaska on Friday, and then next year we've got an eastbound transatlantic on the Fantasy. So if you do like cruise content, make sure you subscribe and follow along for those trips as well. So today we have had deposited a disembarkation information sheet. The important bit is there in step 3. So you've got to be out of your cabin for 7:30. From 7 o'clock you can deposit any hand luggage on deck 5, port side. So when you flip it over, you've got a couple of different options. So we have been given luggage number 37. So in theory, we are 9 o'clock disembarking. We've got to meet at the Carousel Lounge on deck 7. But we're going to do the self-assist because we've only got 2 small bags. So we're going to be leaving the ship before 7:45 tomorrow after breakfast. So breakfast times are 6:30 till 9 o'clock for the Marketplace buffet on deck 15, and 7 till 8:30 at the Minuetto restaurant. Now we haven't eaten at the Minuetto restaurant, but that's the one between Symphony and Opera, which is kind of where we were on the first evening meal. So we're not going to bother with that. We're going to go for the buffet. It starts at 6:30 and on deck 15, and then that means we can do the self-assist leaving for 7:45 basically. So oddly, you join me in bed. We're just going to finish up here. So the MSC cruise, just to recap, started off as feeling like something that I didn't want to be sort of part of. Turned out it was nothing like that. It was a great experience. The biggest letdown was the sit-down meal. Now I don't know whether there's a lesser quality of sit-down meal to try and make you do some of the paid-for ones. The one thing that is different to what we're kind of used to is there's lots of paid extras on this cruise. So we didn't really do too much research into what was paid and what wasn't. Maybe that was our own fault, but it's definitely worthwhile looking into to work out what is paid for and what's not, just to kind of set the expectation before you arrive. Other than that, it's been absolutely fine. For the money we paid for a 2-night cruise to go over to France, all food included, soft drinks package, it was most certainly worth it. We will definitely cruise with MSC again. We'll probably do something a little bit longer than this. We've got our eyes on the Norwegian fjords. We don't know which carrier we're going to go and do that with though. So that's it. We are done here on the MSC cruise. Like, follow, subscribe, do all that social media stuff, and don't forget, adventure is out there, and we'll see you on the next one.